Okay, uh, yet another video um, about how disenchanted I am with Microsoft. I know that in some time in the future, Microsoft's intention with Windows is that you will have to sign in with like whatever it is, fingerprint, retina scan, or Lord knows what they're going to try and do. And at that point, I will, no matter what, I will move to Linux. I can see this coming. I happened to unplug something from my computer. The computer went haywire and said, "Oh, it's got to shut down," and blah blah blah. And then it says, "Updates are being done." And it just reminded me how little control I have over my computer, and how massive and radical the intrusion into my privacy has been in the last 25 years. Since the turn of the century, privacy has gone. Now, I don't know what to make of Edward Snowden. No idea. What I will say is that it seems, whatever the truth and not truth of it is, or rights and wrongs, that he's just exposed, or he exposed, that we have no privacy. Did we ever have proper privacy? I don't know. It felt like it when I grew up, that's for sure. And now our computers that we've brought into our home now are just windows, so to speak, for private or public institutions or organizations to gaze into our private lives. We have no privacy. And I want my privacy back. In the meantime, I'm going to have to operate without privacy. Now, I am aggravated with all of this stuff. All of these electronic devices, and I'm not some fuddy-duddy. I was all for technology until it became used against me and everyone else. I was all for it. I enjoyed it. I used to play computer games. I used to conduct a lot of stuff online. And now I do as little as possible with my computer. Because all I see now is more and more and more instances of idiots designing things. We can do this for you. We can do that for you. We can do this for you. We can do that for you. To the point at which a human being will struggle to do anything for themselves. And that's wrong. You know, I bumped into a little old lady at the shop the other day, and I said, "Oh, do you want me to push your shopping trolley to your car for you?" She said, "No, I'll do it. It's actually propping me up. I've got a bad hip." I said, "Okay, that's nice." And she said to me, "You know what? I could order this shopping, but I prefer to do it by myself." I said, "Yeah, me too. I don't want to be, locked up in my house and never leave and have my shopping delivered to me. That's prison." And she said, "Yes, yes." And I said to her, "Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, completely." And this is the problem with technology. And so people who recognise this problem, this creeping problem, the label, "oh, technophobe," is used to describe people who recognise a rational problem. There's no phobia involved here. There is a rational recognition of a problem. I don't want everything done for me. It's intrusive. And because you have no control, and a lot of the time you can't say no, that's not help. That's intrusion. If you walk up to someone, if I had walked up to that lady, grabbed her shopping trolley from her and taken it to the car, that would have been intrusive. Well, that's what all of these technological helpful things are nowadays. It's, "oh, can we help you?" Or rather, it's gone from, "oh, can we help you?" to, "we just helped you. You didn't have a choice in the matter." Well, no, that's not how things work. That's imprisonment. That's pure control. And that's got to stop. Now, I look at the state of my country, and it's a mess. It is a mess. And it's a two-sided mess. On one side, you've got this disgraceful, disgusting feminist liberalism toxic waste machine. And on the other side, you've got general things that aren't working very well. And, excuse me a moment, some more helpful stuff has come up on my laptop, and I can't get rid of it. So I have to manually go in and get rid of it. This thing that comes up and you can't get rid of it. So I have to go into the task manager to get rid of it. Anyway, the point is that my country, again, it's in the thrall of this disaster that's overtaken everything. And on one hand, you've got, yes, there is an agenda afoot, but on the other hand, there's just the general problem that we have as humanity regarding technology. And technology is going to get out of hand because people are going to start doing things with it that are going to cause problems. Morons in positions of influence are going to say, yes, that's a great idea. And they're going to implement things which are going to cause dreadful disasters. And we're all going to come back to the point where we realize that the old ways are best. This is a general complaint that I'm issuing now. Now, I, for example, have the ability now to read books. I mean, obviously I always had that ability, but I have the choice to read books, and I have the choice to take the information in using audio means, through an audio book. Now, the other day, I came across a classic title that I wanted to read, I wanted to take in, and I downloaded an audio version. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to go and find a hard copy of that book, and I'm going to read it. That's how much I realize the problem with technology at the moment. I want nothing to do with it. I don't find it freeing and liberating. I find it imprisoning and controlling. On one hand, you've got morons who are trying to use it to control people. And on the other hand, you've got this insidious, creeping awareness that technology itself is a danger. More and more people are saying, oh, I'm worried about this AI, this artificial intelligence or whatever. I say automated idiocy. That's what AI is. You don't need it. We don't need it. Human beings don't need it. Now, there are specific instances wherein such a technology might be useful for certain things. The problem is, at the moment, the way things are, especially in society, it'll just be implemented everywhere to control everyone, and you won't be able to do anything. And this is how my country is at the moment. All right. When I grew up in this country, it was free. It felt free. Okay, you could do what you wanted. No one's looking over your shoulder. Okay, now it feels like an open prison. You can't do anything, and with this feminization creeping in, I mean, you've got. The other day, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. I saw an advert on a bus, some national governmental thing. Don't stare at women. What? Are you kidding me? No, I'm afraid no. The government does not teach me how to act. That's not how it works. And this is all this creeping socialist, liberalist, feminist disgustingness has crept into the whole of society. And you see a lot of guys now, a lot of men, like males, walking along with this dazed look on because they're not men. They don't understand manhood. They don't have a clue about what it is to be a man. They're male, but they've followed this weird trend, and you can see that they are close to death because they're dead inside. They are just failures, they are weak, and they've been robbed of their manhood, of their chance to be men. And that's got to be changed, that's got to be fixed, and that's the poison of this feminism. And no woman alive will be attracted to these men, and no man or male in such a condition could ever be in any way what a woman needs. This is the poison that's crept into our society, and it is poison. So on the one hand, you've got this innocuous general problem with technology you've got to be aware of, and then you've got the insidious, disgusting poison, which is ultimately something of a hangover from communism. It didn't work at the end of the gun, so now they've crept in using these disgusting means, trying to find each and every little tiny minority, make them into a victim, and then try to disempower men. What? That's just created a society you can't do anything in. There's no freedom. I ride a bicycle a lot of the time. Now, if I ride my bike through the town, people now, let's say that's one side of the road and that's the other, right? I'm on this side of the road. If someone overtakes me now, when I grew up, people would just go around you, no problem. Now, people literally, and it's majoritively women, will go up behind you on a bike, right? And they'll go all the way if they could go to the moon, they would go to the moon to go round you. Oh, there's a bicycle. Oh, we must go 5 miles around it. So on one hand, there are people who are just overzealously following what they see as the rules. I think it's 2.5 meters you have to give to a cyclist. What nonsense. What absolute nonsense. If someone wants to go close to a cyclist, they'll still do it, no matter what the law says. But people who are overzealously conditioned like zombies will just go as far as they can over the other side of the road. I've had people hold up traffic behind me for several hundred meters, and I look behind I pull off. I just come off the road onto the pavement to let these morons drive past. They're like, oh, the bicycle's gone now. I can go forwards. When they had a street and a half of room to go. It's crazy. It's absolute insanity. And this is the result of this coddled, liberalised, putrid mess of society. Don't make your own decisions. No, everyone has to be looked after in cotton wool. So I'm going to drive all the way over here. Hello, cyclist, all the way over there. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And that's the society we live in. No, don't make your own decisions. Don't use your own intelligence. We've got all the rules in the world for you. And there are morons who follow this nonsense. If I wanted to pass a cyclist, I'd make my judgment and I'd pass the cyclist. And that's that. And they'd be fine and I'd be fine. These kind of stupid instances are becoming more and more frequent. And it's got to stop. And the thing that will stop it, it will be stopped. There are men all over, and I mean men, real men like me, people who are proper men, okay, who understand what manhood is, all around who see this nonsense, and eventually it will come to the point where we'll just say enough's enough, and we'll finish this problem, one way or another, because I'm tired of it. Years ago, what was it? This Fathers for Justice thing. Men being sidelined, right? Can't have access to their children because the court is just against them. And they dressed up as superheroes to make their point. Well, it was a well-made point, but how demeaning that a man has to go to such lengths. That's not actually the male way. The proper way. The proper way is to get it done. And that's going to be the future. Not this coddled, weird society. And everyone's going to be sitting there going, oh, what's happening when this finally hits the fan? Because it's all going to come to an end. All of this coddled nonsense. And no longer will men be running around carrying babies and all this nonsense. And we'll put this stuff right. Yes, carry a baby once in a while, yeah? But this broad craziness where men are going, oh, okay, I see this on TV, so I'll copy it. That's got to stop. It's all got to stop. So yeah, another rant, but this is getting more and more frequent, and it's going to have to be stopped. And guys like me we're gonna have to put our heads together to stop it, because it ain't gonna stop by itself. It's not just gonna wheedle out, or whatever the term is. It's not just gonna disappear. It's got to be actively stopped, which means we have to put our heads together to plan to stop it. And then we'll have control of the society again properly, and not some weird, nebulous, actually behind-the-scenes organisation who are actually doing all this nonsense, who shouldn't be in a position of influence in our society in the first place. Anyway, that's all I got for now.